The extravagant assassin played by Keanu Reeves in John Wick. Chapter 4 receives a certain finish when he is severely wounded during a battle with a former colleague named Caine Donnie Yen. The franchise's success in wrapping up the story of the popular character may surprise viewers, especially in light of the continued dominance of sequels in popular culture. But, the risky decision to give John Wick a satisfying ending results in a far better, more satisfying film. Although they are not entirely new to film culture, sequels are steadily gaining acceptance. Franchise expansion and subsequent additions result in more empty movies. Movies cease to be entire stories and become merely chapters in an unending book if the sole purpose of each part is to advance what has come before and set the stage for what is to come. When there is no apparent solution, it becomes more difficult to convey a feeling of urgency, lowering the story's stakes. There are only so many changes a character can undergo in a movie without opening the door for more. Because each movie feels more and more like a what's next, they become less and less meaningful and more disposable. Thankfully, it was established early on that this would be the fourth and last John Wick film. The only justification for making the movie, according to Reeves and director Chad Stahelski, was for Wick to die. With that in mind, this gives the filmmakers the ability to present all of their greatest ideas without holding anything back for a hypothetical sequel. With Chapter 4, they expand and broaden their reach. They begin in the desert, then go on to Tokyo and Germany before the grand finale, which takes place at Paris' most well-known places. The resolution for John is appropriate for the character inside the narrative as well as for the audience's experience. In an epic display of grandeur, Chapter 4 shows John overcoming some of his greatest obstacles to yet. John needs to utilize all of his talents and abilities to reach to his destination because of the startling number of individuals he must battle simultaneously in short succession. The combat scenes also keep getting more inventive. Yet even more aptly, the character's demise is not a hasty one. Instead, he is defeated by Yen's Caine, a man who is on par with him and is so expelled from the high table. Although this won't be the final chapter in the John Wick saga, it could be John's last, and that would be fantastic. Although the prospect of this being the final John Wick movie seems unpleasant at first, it would be considerably more depressing if Reeves were to don the bulletproof armor once more in John Wick Chapter 5. In order to make the journey worthwhile, Chapter 4 works hard to provide a feeling of closure. A franchise choosing to finish and end on a positive note feels new at the current time when franchises continue to provide declining returns. It wasn't necessary for John Wick Chapter 4 to be the series finale, but doesn't it make for a more satisfying film?